With the provision of Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 et sec. Annual notice has been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the Daily Record. It was posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public announcements. Roll call.
Mr. Giovanni.
Here.
Mr. Falcone.
Speaking. Present, sorry.
Ms. Johnson.
Right?
Here. Mr. Kuskovic.
Present.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Here.
Ms. Smith is not here. Mayor Galate.
Here. If you will stand and join me in a flag salute.
The Italian corner.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our next action of business is we are going to ceremonial swear our new councilman, Anthony Bongiovanni, in.
Here.
Is there any family here?
He's got to sing.
Yes.
You
this
picked
time
the song,
have to
right?
sing.
This is a song that never ends.
So you are just going to raise your right hand, put your left hand on the Bible. I, Anthony Bongiovanni,
I, Anthony Bongiovanni,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear
and that I will bear
true faith
true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established
established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further
I do further
solemnly swear
swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of
council member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And congratulations one more time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Forward to my congratulations on the council. Yes.
Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. I thank you, everybody. I'm very happy to be on the council. I've been on the land use board for several years in Pacon. I live in Pacon. I enjoy the town very, very much, and looking to actively participate on the council to continue to keep the town moving in a good direction and for the well-being of all of the members of the town themselves. So I appreciate very much being here.
Very good, thank you. Okay, moving on to committee reports. We'll start at this end, Mr. Falcone.
Yes, hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Couple updates from the rec committee. Street hockey signups start tomorrow, February 6th, and they'll run through mid-March. I also wanted to just comment on the status of the basketball program. For those of you who know me or don't know me, I've been involved with Hopakon Athletics for many years, never really at the town level. But a couple of years ago, my kids started playing basketball in town, and the program has grown exponentially. And it's really a testament of the commission that we have, especially Wendy Sutton and all the time she dedicates to that program. For those of you who don't know or just forget, what it takes to run a program is a crazy amount of work, organization, communication. We've moved the basketball program from some of the lower school environments where the gyms weren't really meant for that program into the high school, and just the planning around that has just been tremendous. So like I said, I want to thank the entire commission, but especially I work with Wendy. She's there every night. She's sitting at the door, letting them in. She's working with coaches. She's working with parents. She's working with hostile coaches and hostile parents, which can never be easy. And like I said, the program has just taken off. And I think, you know, athletics is in my opinion, has a special place in my heart. It really is the gateway to investing into the community, investing in our children. Athletics drives a lot of things. It drives academics. It drives where people want to live, where people want to go to school, especially how magnified athletics are in town. So just to have somebody like her who dedicates her time, which she doesn't get paid for, and nobody on the commission gets paid for, to do that is incredible. So I thank you for your time, and that's all the update I have.
Ms. Johnson.
For Municipal Alliance, the next meeting is Monday, February 10th at 6 p.m. here. They're looking into starting up Girls on the Run in the spring. It's a running group club for girls grades 3 through 5. If you want more information, email info@gotrnj.org or go to the website. If you're interested in coaching, you go to that same website /coach. Volunteers are needed for the Alliance. If you're interested in becoming a volunteer with the Alliance, please reach out to Valerie Fiorentino at valrose@optimum.net. On school, I want to congratulate our 2 newest Board of Education members, Kevin Davio and Veronica Schramm, who were appointed to the 2 vacancies on the Board of Ed. The Chief's main salon is open for business and now offering facials and microdermabrasion, among other services. If you're interested in scheduling an appointment, you can call 973-398-8803, extension 1151. Thomas Darko was chosen as the onto the boys all-state soccer team. Jonathan Franco was nominated as our Super Football Conference Man of the Year. Our Hopatcon cheerleaders took first place at the Hackettstown competition in January. Kelsey Weber was Hopatcon's representative at the Rutgers basketball game on January 19th, celebrating women in sports. Former Hopatcon alum Kevin Fitzpatrick was named the 2024 Male Deaf Player of the Year. Toscana Pizzeria is selling heart-shaped pizzas, with a portion of sales being donated back to HHS PTSO. They're taking orders through February 12th. Hopatcon Little League registration has started and goes through March 1st. Please log into hopatconlittleleague.org to register. Preschool information night is being held on February 26th at 6:30 at Durbin Ave. Kindergarten registration information can be submitted to Durbin Ave School by March 31st. If your child is interested in playing a high school spring sport, the portal for registration is open on the school's website. The next Board of Ed meeting is Monday, February 24th at 7 p.m. in the boardroom at the administration building. For the community center, the Center for Prevention will be at the center the 2nd and 4th Thursdays of the month, which means they'll be here tomorrow, the 6th, and the 20th from 3 to 7. The Center for Prevention offers recovery support system services, oh my goodness, including recovery coaching, Narcan kits and training, treatment navigation, and a maternal wraparound program. The Journey Bus will be at the center on Wednesday, February 19th from 10 to 2. The Hopatcon Women's Club is collecting non-perishable food donations. There's a drop-off box in the hall in Borough Hall. St. Peter's is having a rummage and collectible sale on Saturday, February 8th from 9 to 2 and Sunday, February 9th from 12 to 3 at 48 Edgemere Ave in Mount Arlington. The community center has a lot of items available for our young children in Hopatcon, including strollers, car seats, bassinets, and formula. They're available during the times the community center is open, Monday through Friday, 9 to 1. They also have lots of hats, gloves, and scarves available, and it's probably a good idea with all the snow that they're calling for. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Kuzic.
Anthony, welcome aboard. I look forward to working with you. As far as committee reports, we have next couple of weeks, we have a meeting set up with a few department heads, and then I'll give the report probably with the next month. As far as the storm coming up tonight, if you're able to, please leave the car in your driveway. Give the DPW a little easier time to go around, especially with ice coming down tonight. Be careful and try to enjoy a snow day tomorrow. It looks like.
Call school, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez.
Just following up to Councilwoman Johnson's school report, if you cannot attend the Board of Ed meetings, they do live stream them on their YouTube channel. They are also recorded, so if you can't watch live, you can always go and watch the playback. There's a lot of people who, work at night, just can't get there, have kids, life is busy. So the information is all available online. Real Estate Committee, we will be meeting once Councilwoman Smith is back from her vacation. She was assisting President Trump in regaining the Panama Canal. So busy time for her. Celebration of events. This committee has not met yet. I know we do plan to meet soon. So just some community events that are taking place. J&J Vendors is hosting their Celebrate Love Shopping Extravaganza. Saturday, February 8th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at St. Jude's. Saturday, March 15th, there is the corned beef and cabbage dinner and comedy show with a special performance by On Clar School of Irish Dance from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Those tickets can be bought from the rectory over at St. Jude's, and I recommend you get your tickets before they sell out. It does get packed for that event. Jumping over to first responders. The ambulance squad, they want to welcome Layla as a new member and welcome back Peter to the team. They are in process of scheduling additional trainings. I can't talk tonight, Jen, whatever you got, I got. Visit hopaconems.org. They also do provide other statistics year over year if you want to see how many calls they've been to, so on and so forth. Just learn some history about the team there that service all the members, all the residents in town. Please visit their website. Nothing directly to report from Chief Crowley on fire. Just a reminder that they do have trainings on Thursday nights and Sunday mornings. If you'd like to stop in, say hello, get some information, and consider joining. An early congratulations to Sam De Silva, who will be, looks like, joining Company 2 in Northwood. Going over to the police department. The police have issued a winter weather advisory starting Thursday, February 6th from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Snow, sleet, and ice is expected. Road conditions will be slippery. To get the latest road conditions for the state, that can be obtained by calling 511. And I will ask, there's been a lot of video shared of cars passing school buses. Please do not pass a school bus. It takes a split second for an accident to happen. We don't want the kids hurt. We don't want the crossing guards hurt. Just please be mindful. If you're late, it's better to be late than take somebody's life. So please slow down. With that being said, the Hopatcong Police Department is hiring crossing guards. Crossing guards are responsible for the safety of our children. They assist parents and children in safely crossing streets as they arrive to and depart from school each day. Now, I have some stats from the ACO that I would like to share. So as of now, we have 2 full-time ACOs, a part-time ACO, and a kennel volunteer. In 2024, Hopatcong Animal Control took in 225 animals. 157 were cats, 65 were dogs, and 3 were small animals, which were 2 ferrets and 1 parakeet. Out of the 157 cats, only 3 cats were reclaimed by their owners, and out of the 65 dogs, 43 were reclaimed by their owners. The 3 small animals, the ferrets and the parakeet, were all reclaimed by their owners. The remaining unclaimed animals were either placed up for adoption or transferred to reputable rescues, and they successfully adopted out 78 cats, TNR 43 cats, and adopted out 29 dogs this year. So out of the 225 animals, 125 were from Hopatcong, and the remaining 100 were from the 6 contracted towns that we service. And welcome, Anthony.
Very good. I'd just like to say welcome to Anthony, welcome aboard, looking forward to working with you. I would like to thank the Hopatcong Environmental Commission for their beautiful Valentine's Day display. They created and manufactured the Valentine's Day heart that's on the corner outside the building here on Hopatcong and River Styx. The wood and the fixtures were donated by Home Depot, and the paint was donated by Hopatcong Hardware. And the Environmental Commission, under the direction of Mr. Jonathan Taylor, assembled and displayed the hearts. The lights make it a beautiful display, especially in the evening. It's another example of how important, dedicated, and loving Hopatcong's community is. We've received many different messages about the Valentine's Day heart and what it means to everybody. How residents feel a sense of pride when they see the heart, knowing how much someone cares. It has touched so many. It takes a lot to be a volunteer, and I'm grateful for all of the volunteers that we do have. The next Environmental Commission meeting is February 26th at 7 p.m. We had the New Jersey Natural Gas Phase 1 meeting at the firehouse a few weeks ago. There were about 70 residents that were present. There were representatives from New Jersey Natural Gas, from their sales team, installation, and their green team. There's been a change for the representative for New Jersey Natural Gas for Hopatcong. It is no longer Brian Klinger. It is Danny Henshaw. His number is 1-732-239-3912. We do have the pieces of paper that are out in the hallway if you need to grab it on the way out the door. These are all throughout Hopatcong. So if you have any New Jersey Natural Gas questions, you can call him directly. and they will give you all of your answers that you do need. I do want to remind everybody that this is a New Jersey natural gas project, that it's not a Hopatcon New Jersey natural gas project. So we don't have the answers that you might be looking for. Please reach out for Danny. We recently had a Lake Hopatcon mayors and administrators meeting. The meeting was actually held with the DEP Commissioner Sean Latourette and the Deputy Director Katie Anderon. There were many topics of discussion. Obviously, everything surrounds around the lake and the issues relating to the lake. One of them being the parking situation at the state park during the summer and how it affects the residents of Hopatcon. Another being the ability to possibly allow parking passes to be purchased online before they arrive at the park, which would alleviate all of the lines of traffic that go all the way to Route 80. But we won't have any of those answers just yet. The alum treatment report from 2024, which was a huge success for Lake Hopatcon, Princeton Hydro executed this treatment. The shrink wrap recycling program for 2024 was a major success, and we're looking forward to increasing collection of the shrink wrap for 2025. There'll be another meeting in the spring for all of us where hopefully all of the questions that we did give to the DEP will have answered. But I do want to say thank you for the DEP for giving us their time that day. It was an hour and a half, which is a lot. And actually for Marty Kane for arranging the meetings. We also had a meeting recently with JCP&L in reference to an improvement that they're doing at the landing substation. There are 18 high priority areas throughout the area in New Jersey, and this is one of them that they're going to be working on. This project will affect Hopatcon residents. It'll improve service to residents. Where the dead end of Wake Forest is, where Brooklyn Mountain is, it's going to start there and go all the way out to the 600 block of Brooklyn Mountain. That's a very long span. So there'll be replacements of telephone poles, tree trimming, distribution conductors, overhead and underground replacement, installation of additional protected devices to better meet the current and future customer demands. We're happy to see any improvements in the infrastructure because honestly, whether it affects one resident in Hopatcon or 100 residents, any improvement is a very good improvement. The work will be completed by November of 2025. They've let us know that this is going to be in 2 phases. And as soon as we have more updates from them, we will give the public the updates. I do want to thank everybody who worked on the calendar. It's a large project that takes several people to make it work. I know they started to arrive in mailboxes on Saturday, and I really would truly like to thank Thule Enterprises for the lovely photos. Hopatcon looks beautiful, even in black and white. I would like to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day and ask that you be careful tomorrow with the incoming storm. If you don't need to travel, please do not stay home. The roads are going to get very icy in the afternoon. The Senior Incorporated meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at St. Jude's has been rescheduled to February 13th at 10 a.m. And I do wish everyone well for the Super Bowl, whether you are a San Francisco fan or an Eagles fan. Kansas City fan or an Eagles fan.
It's still red.
It's still red. Kansas City or an Eagles fan. Obviously, I'm not a Kansas City fan. So part of the problem. But wishing everybody well, no matter who they're supporting this weekend. And thank you all. Moving on to the approval of minutes. Approval of the January 15th, 2025 minutes. Ms. Smith and Mr. Bongiovanni are not eligible.
Public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, public comment. I don't want you guys to talk tonight either.
Is there a way we can get an administrator's report? Do you have one, Shelby?
Sure, I can give a little
Thank
update. So the grant project that we discussed, that was last meeting or 2 meetings ago? Last meeting, 2 meetings ago?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, the exercise equipment in Modoc Park, that grant application has been submitted. So we will find out about that in either May or June. So we're hoping to have positive news later, early this summer. We are tracking this snowstorm tonight. Our Public Works is already prepared to be out there late tonight, early tomorrow morning, however you look at it. The Borough Hall will have a 2-hour delay as of right now because of this weather, and we're going to be tracking the storm and, you know, see how bad it ends up being with the ice. That's really the dangerous part that, you know, we're keeping eyes on. So I just want to reiterate what everyone else said about, you know, if you don't have to go anywhere tomorrow, stay off the roads. It's looking like it's going to be pretty bad out there. So, you know, better to be safe and have a snow day in. We are also hiring for several positions. You can go to the borough website to see the different positions that are available. There are a variety, such as the crossing guards that were mentioned, kitchen staff for our senior lunch program. A bunch of different positions are open right now on the website. So take a look. If you know anyone who's looking for employment, there's a couple options there. That's about it. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, also the senior lunch program tomorrow is canceled. Thank you.
Okay, now moving on to public comment. The meeting is open to the public. Can I have a motion?
So made, second.
The meeting is open to the public for anybody that has any comments that they would like to make on the agenda, off the agenda. Mary?
Okay, my name's Mary Boker, and I came concerning rumors that are going around our senior lunch bunch. The person that is in the spot that she is in right now, we heard that she's gonna be replaced, and we don't understand why. There's a lot of people that signed a petition. I didn't bring that with me. But I'm the only one that will come forward. Everybody's afraid to come in and talk in front of you guys. I'm not. I just want to know why she's going to be taken out, because she's really done a lot of good things for our seniors. Her door's always open, that we could go to her if we need anything. She helps out with the lunch if need be. And we had a lot of problems with, and I've been in here before about this, about our donations that we get. The lunch, the exercise class is before our lunch program. If James comes in with any kind of donations, they take everything. And she had finally got it where she would get the donations and put it in her office, and everybody had a chance to get it. She'd bring it out later so that everybody had a chance. Now it's gonna go back to where they're gonna get everything and we're not gonna get anything out of it. And there's a lot of people that go there for breakfast. Now there's not gonna be any breakfast for them, because the stuff that was brought in was put away so they could have breakfast. And this was all because of her helping out. And I don't know if you guys can answer it, but I just wanted to know why she's being taken away, if there's anything that we can do.
That would be a personnel matter, which would be
Yeah, that's a personal.
deferred to you.
Yeah, Shelby.
Yeah, I'm,
Or John would.
Yeah.
yeah, I think the council can, the administrator and the council can, take your comments and listen to them and consider them. But because it's a personnel matter, the council really isn't able to comment on it at all.
Oh, okay.
In fairness to the employee, so I think that's all we can say at this point.
We appreciate the feedback.
Mhm.
Say that.
Yeah.
Appreciate the feedback.
You could say it.
Okay.
I'm like, I said we appreciate the feedback.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
As I'm dying.
I don't think so. Mara, you go.
Sam Morris from Mine Hill. Couple of things. I want to congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very
My
much.
condolences. Anytime you can get anything out of JCP&L, it's a win. Trust me, I've been at this 14 years. It's like pulling teeth out of a chicken. So whatever you got, it's great. New Jersey Natural Gas. They're raising holy hell with me over in Mine Hill. And you guys got an expansion and it's great. But somewhere along the way, New Jersey Natural has gotten the Board of Public Utilities to escalate, and they didn't tell anybody, we certainly weren't noticed. let's see here, what the fees are. My latest gas bill at my house was about 2,500 square feet. $612, okay? $132 of that is gas. 470 something of it is delivery fees.
Wow.
78% of my bill is delivery fees. 41%, 22% are the gas. And we don't sit around with the heat at 74. So I have State Senator Bucco, who's my senator, looking into this. Because there's of course, there's Facebook groups everywhere, and people are losing their minds. My Board of Ed presidents got a split level house, her bill was $900.
Sam, I got a question for you. I don't want to cut you off. The homes that I've been in that have natural gas, it just gets fed through the home.
Yep.
What's the delivery fee?
So they're building out a lot of infrastructure, and part of it is they have steel gas mains from the post-war era that, like, if anybody's going down Route 10, if you've gone down from like Franklin Road in Benville and come to the circle,
Yeah,
there's parts of that road you have to wear a mouthpiece not to break your teeth because they've got it
Yeah.
all dug up.
yeah.
And the contracting company's in Mine Hill, and they're, I don't know how many miles that is, but let's say 12, they have to take out the steel and retire well, set a new plastic pipe next to it, and so it's like a fiber pipe. And it's big money, and I guess that we would all get a hit from that, you know, you can't, and they've told me when they dig up the steel pipe, it just starts leaking because it's rotted away. The clay dirt is actually holding the gas in, so we get it. But this is exorbitant. I mean, and there's something happened January 1st. And yes, the BP, and I talked to a former BPU member and they were like, you just gotta raise hell. Because it's still cheaper than oil. It's a lot cheaper than propane. But it isn't the deal that we all signed up for. So your new representative is not Brian, somebody else?
Yeah, it's somebody new.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Brian
bug you for
retired.
that. Yeah, because I had Brian, we didn't get along, and then we had another guy who retired. So I may pick, but Senator Bucco's gonna look into it for us. I have residents sending in their bills. Because 78% of my bill is delivery.
Sam,
Yeah, that's a
nuts.
sin.
do they know that you're an Eagles fan, maybe? I mean, it is Jets and Giants
They can
territory.
pick on me, but then the others, you know, the other
Yeah.
people in town, unfortunately, are Giants fans. How's that going? But seriously, I think, and if that's the case, because hooking up for gas is not required, like sewer or water.
Right.
You should delve into this and you should probably give out this information. It's like, because it used to be like a 50% savings. It's probably now only a 20 or 25% savings, which is still great.
Mhm.
But there is the, you know, furnace and all the changeover and everything, but, yeah, and it's all over Morris County. People in Randolph are blowing a gasket, and we don't know we haven't figured out yet if it's just localized around that new main and they're making us pay for it. But it's not pleasant.
Oh, that's interesting. That it might be.
Fireman Stanhope will have gas now, right?
Yes.
Why don't we check with
You know, somebody like, I can call
Mayors.
Alex. I don't know if Alex has it, but the mayor, but
NG too?
yeah, and Gene or those guys, but I mean, 78% of it has nothing to do with heat.
Right.
Mm.
It's crazy. So just giving you a heads up.
No, appreciate it. Anyone else? Mara?
Go Birds.
There goes the bill, higher.
Congratulations, Stefan Giovanni.
Thank you.
As we're all aware, many residents volunteer, but there's also those who provide assistance in other ways. The borough takes notice of many of our citizens by awarding proclamations, and other organizations give certificates of appreciation. But there are times a certificate doesn't seem quite enough. This was the situation with our Marine Corps League. Since a member of our league is a recognized artist, and after a brief discussion, we decided to recognize Rich Chiarella, and I'm sorry if I said his name wrong, for his help in making our breakfast for the veterans in Lions Community Center a memorable one by presenting him with this token of our appreciation. Rich.
Very nice.
Our guy painted this, and then this is a
Oh, that's
print.
beautiful.
It's a print of his.
Very nice.
That's beautiful.
Turn around, turn around, turn around.
Well, it's got a camera.
Yeah, show the picture.
Thank you very much. I can tell you who he is.
Oh.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Mara. Thank you.
Yeah.
Framed it and everything.
find it, right?
Oh, mine.
That's your embarrassment.
I just didn't expect that.
That was very nice, Mayor. Thank you.
When you don't
Yeah,
expect
let me-
Yeah, you're right.
Anyone else?
Hi, how you doing, Mayor? Once again, congratulations, Councilman. Thank you for joining us. As this has been a recent communication, I'm just trying to clarify the scope of an Oprah request. My understanding is that an Oprah request is not, I understand it says records. But are they really limited to just paper records alone? Because my research shows that it has to do with digital, audio, anything that's on a file format, Excel spreadsheet, or so on. Am I mistaken?
It can be records in any form.
Okay, so it doesn't have to only be a single paper document.
That's what I said, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to verify. Once again, I just wanted to also, which I haven't been able to clear up yet. If there are ever borough liens and whatnot, and this, I hate to revisit this, but I can't seem to get an answer otherwise. Is a resident supposed to be advised?
Is a resident advised?
Should they be
Yeah.
advised?
So again, the tax collector has rules that the tax collector follows.
Right,
My understanding is that if there is overdue charges that will eventually become a lien, my understanding is that there would be notice.
okay. And what happens if they're not noticed? I believe that there's supposed to be 10 notices per borough lien. Which would have helped to enlighten me
For a year.
Yeah.
on some things that were going on that could have been stopped a lot earlier.
I'm sorry,
If I was advised of said.
I heard you say that, I was just checking, I didn't know whether you asked a question.
What happens if you're not advised?
Again, I go with the assumption that the tax collector follows the rules and sends the notices that he or she is supposed to. And if you don't respond to the notices, then in the specific amount of time, the liens are sold at tax sale.
Well, it's hard to respond to something you don't receive. And there wasn't just one instance of this. At least 4 to 5. At that point, it is completely unacceptable for me to not be noticed. And does the borough ever accept taxes on property that's foreclosed if it's purchased that way, whether they were advised or not?
Does the borough accept taxes on property that's foreclosed?
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, the new owner in the foreclosure sale would pay taxes on the property.
okay. The new owner should know that the property is foreclosed, right?
And the new owner would be the one who bought it at foreclosure.
Well, when I first bought the house, it was foreclosed on and I was not advised.
I don't know about your situation, but someone who buys a property understands that there's taxes to be paid.
They should also understand what they're buying, right?
I don't understand that question.
You don't understand that question?
If you buy property, I'm sure you understand that you're buying property.
Right. Should you know the status of the property?
Sure, so anytime you're buying property, typically people get a title search and hire an attorney, and the title search tells you the status of the property.
Okay. And the title search was not provided to me. And I understand that's not new, but I'm wondering if there's something that the council, anybody.
If you bought property without a title search, you should really talk to your attorney about that.
You also have the option to not have a title search, right, when you buy property?
Sure, but that would never be advised, right?
Yes, my title search was transferred from the previous owner and it was only good for 180 days after signing. Not traditional, but that's why I'm begging the assistance of the council to assist somebody who's paying taxes on a foreclosed property right now. To help me understand. Instead of ignoring my over requests, saying that they're not in the right format. I'm sorry, Valerie, please. I asked that you gave me very specific instructions.
That's right.
Be
You
very
asked
detailed.
questions. You were asking for answers to questions in your Oprah request. You have to ask for a document.
That is not what Mr. Urson just described.
That is exactly what I just described. You have to ask for records, regardless of what form they're in. You have to ask for records.
I was told it could be a physical document only.
No, that's not what I said. You have to identify a record that you want,
Okay,
and then I can provide that if we have it.
and I was extremely articulate in all of my requests.
But you were asking questions in this last Oprah request about your property. It was just questions, not documents.
All right, is there a guide or a format on the proper way to fill out an Oprah request so that I can make sure that I comply with all of its requirements so that I can get an answer to some of my questions?
There's a lot of information on a lot of different websites.
But the Government Records Council has a lot of information about how to file an Oprah request. You could certainly try looking at it there.
And the first one was looked at and entertained, it just wasn't completed.
Nadine, I apologize, just we're at time.
Okay,
So,
okay, thank you.
There's a second public comment section, limited to 5 minutes.
Anyone else? Not seeing anything, motion to bring it back?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we're at approval of minutes. Approval of the January 15th, 2025 minutes. Ms. Smith and Mr. Bongiovanni are not eligible. Can I have a motion
I'll make a motion.
second,
and a roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Abstain.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
yes,
Mr. Kusific.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
And Ms. Smith is absent.
Approval of the January 28th, 2025 special meeting minutes and the executive minutes. Mr. Bongiovanni is not eligible.
Make a motion.
so made, second, sorry.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Abstain.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes,
Mr. Kusific,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
The correspondence, the JCP&L New Jersey Reliability Improvement Plan. I gave all of you a copy of what JCP&L gave to myself and Shelby so that you had the same information that we had. That's all that was. Resolution 2025-40, the bills list.
does anybody need anything taken? Oh, sorry, let's make a motion first.
No, no. Sorry, we're having a private conversation.
It's cool, it's cool.
I'm sorry.
We make the motion and then second it?
Yes.
If you're going to exclude things?
Yeah.
You'd probably make the motion, the
Ask
best way to do it
it.
is just to announce what you need to be taken
Got
out, so then somebody can make the motion, and give you that information.
Does anybody need anything taken out of the bills list? With nothing, I'll make a motion to pass the bills list as it is.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes,
Mr. Kusific,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolutions 2025-41, extension of the landscaping service contract with LTI Incorporated.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Can I just ask a question?
Mhm.
This, going up, is that 2%? Is that what the difference is between the 69,896 and the 71,85?
Yeah, they're allowed to, on a renewal, it's the same labor and materials, it's just they adjust for,
Cost,
yeah, it's like, it's
And
complicated, but
interest.
index rate and all that, but yeah.
understood,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
And again, this is an extension of a 1 year.
Yes.
We have a motion and a second?
We do.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusific,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Thank you. 2025-42, authorizing a contract with Sussex County for certified recycling professional.
Make a motion.
Second,
Any discussion? And the roll call?
Mr. Von Giovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik,
yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Thank you. 2025-43, authorizing street hockey fees.
Motion.
Second, from Northwood.
Discussion? No discussion? I have a question. The street hockey fees were staying at,
They're staying at $50.
They're staying at $50 this year?
Was approved by the commission,
Can I
correct?
make a comment on that?
I wasn't at the recreation meeting, but I was just curious because I thought that they had decided that last year they would stay at 50, but that they would increase a little bit for this year.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's the Wendy Sutton hour today. So in our last meeting, Wendy did a cost analysis per athlete, and right now we're in the red for what we're charging versus what it costs. So I strongly suggest that we look at this. If we want to continue to have a street hockey program, fees unfortunately are gonna have to go up, not significantly, but I strongly suggest that we raise them next year. Else, we will bleed money and there will be no more program, from what I could see.
The budget is not in the red. They're taking from a surplus, so there was money in the surplus last year. I think
It's
dipped in,
$58 a player
Yeah.
and we charge 50.
I think we
It's
dipped
not
in
small.
about $1,100. So at the end of this year, I think they'll have about $900, between $800 and $900 left in that surplus. So they're gonna have to look at going up in their fees next year.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, why wouldn't they recommend the increase in the fees
There was
to
a
us?
whole big discussion
Okay,
about it. Yep.
Trust the process.
well, I do,
Just a
but
big discussion.
that's
They
why-
wanna keep it affordable. Kids play 2 sports at the same time. And this is what the program wanted, was to keep it at 50.
We have other suggestions to make it,
Mhm.
keep it affordable at an increased rate with payment options.
Right.
But,
Thank you. Roll call?
Mr. Von Giovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
yes,
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik,
yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
2025-44, authorizing a sidebar agreement for the white collar employees.
Can we just take a minute just so we can read this really fast?
Yeah, sure.
You have to give me as long as to read my report. All right, okay. I'll make a motion.
Second, from Northwood.
And the roll call?
Mr. Von Giovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Thank you. For anybody who's following the state of emergencies, we had a state of emergency from the last storm that Murphy called. And we kept reaching out to see if they had rescinded the state of emergency from that storm. Because as you can read, the way the contract is written, the employees do not have to report to work in a state of emergency. That state of emergency to date has still not been rescinded. So, I mean, and there's no, oh, it is finally? Last I had checked, it wasn't rescinded, but you're talking days and days and days and days, which
It was
is.
like 3 weeks or
It
something
was,
like that.
it was,
crazy.
it was insane, it was insane. So thank you for getting this done and thank you for passing this because it makes a really big difference. Thank you. Ordinances, we do not have any introductions of ordinances. We have no final hearings. Any old business? No old business, new business. Approval of the December 2024 tax collectors report.
Yeah. Right. Motion.
Second. A second.
And roll call.
Mr. Von Giovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
B, approval of fire department application for Samuel De Silva.
Motion made.
Second.
And the roll call.
Mr. Von Giovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kusivik,
Abstain.
and Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sure Mr.
Angrily
I'm sure
abstain.
Mr. De Silva thanks you. We are back at public comment. The meeting is open to the public. Can I have a motion?
So made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is open to the public for anything and
Singular, all
everything.
in favor.
Dave?
I was worried that you weren't gonna get up this meeting.
What can I tell you? I'm still breathing. I just have a question about 10B. Could you elaborate on what this certified recycling professional does? And does he represent all of Sussex County, or is he working just for us?
So it's a representative of the Sussex County Recycling Center, which is a facility. There is a report that is due that we're required to do, but because they are specialists, we hire them to do the report. And as you read it, I'm sure you can see, I believe it's $300.
Yep.
Or $300 for the report, because we have to submit the recycling.
And that's for the year?
That's, yeah, for the report.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
I have a question about the skate park. I know that a while back, it was a while back, they were saying that we had some kids from out of town and stuff that come in and damage it, so we were gonna do something about that. And who pays for the damage? Does that come out of the recreation budget? Or the fees?
Any damage to anything municipal comes out of the municipal budget, whether an out-of-town person does it or not. There's no way for us to tell who actually does what.
Unless it's an insurance.
Unless it's an insurance claim for us. But we have to, be able to document those things. But the skate park right now is under construction.
But is it budgeted in the fees to fix it, or is it a separate budget part? Like it's separate trust or whatever?
Well, so the kids who are using the skate park for street hockey, the fees that they're charged covers their jerseys and trophies and things like
Okay.
that. They're not paying for repairs to the park. They're not paying for repairs. to the park.
Are you talking about the skate park?
Yeah, I
Or are you
think there needs to
talking
be
about the
clarification.
rink for street hockey? Because there are two.
Street hockey.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I realized she was talking about the street hockey.
I thought you were
I
talking
figured
about the
because he
skate
brought it up
park.
before and I was.
Yeah.
Because the skate park, the roller rink has not been, well, roller rink, I'm gonna call it roller rink, so it's easier. That hasn't been vandalized.
No, we used to get the sideboards. and
The
stuff.
sideboards, yeah, you're talking about like 2012, 2014, when we couldn't get the boards for
Right,
it.
and all of
Yeah.
that, and I was just wondering what it meant. So,
Yeah.
because you was talking about raising.
But
fees.
I hope you didn't jinx us with the boards, because we haven't had any problems with that, so.
So that comes.
I'm
that
wearing
comes
red.
out of-
That comes out of general funds.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
capital.
The
Capital repair.
skate park comes out of.
Anything we own.
Any public property that you repair.
The problem that Mara's talking about spanned years, because the panels came from like California, and we couldn't get them, and they weren't making them, and they were the only place that was making them, because there's very few skate parks left in the state of New Jersey.
See, I always thought that was the skate park. The
The skateboard.
skateboard park, thank you, yes. I thought that was the skateboard park, not this.
Extreme sports.
Anyone else? Extreme sports. Anyone else?
So I'll try to be quick on this. I'm sorry, having my home in danger is a little bit something that is a pressing point for me. Especially since I paid it in full. That should be done, right?
Mhm.
Somebody pays for their house in full, they own it, right?
Yes, right. Somebody pays for their house in full, they own it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what these questions are. If somebody
Just
pays,
general.
okay, but it's not municipal business about whether you pay for your house and the house is paid. But to try and be courteous to you, yes, if you pay for your house, I guess it's paid off.
Right, I'm just trying to find out still why I'm paying taxes on foreclosed property. And what is the correct medium to ask a question? Or is that something that is discouraged?
I think this council and I think the administration, this council are very, very responsive to anybody trying to ask questions. I know you've been in the tax assessor's office and the tax collector's office for many visits for hours on end.
Because I can't get an answer.
Okay, but maybe
So
there's
then
no
I
answer,
tried
but there's,
emailing.
okay, but maybe there's no answer that's satisfactory to you. Maybe it'd be better if you want to put your questions in writing and send them to me. I will give you a written answer.
Okay, because when I did first move in and the house was foreclosed on, you can't install sewer utilities on a foreclosed home. So the permit was pulled under a make-believe name. I take issue with that.
I'm sorry,
This is
I
a
don't know,
time
I don't know what you're
That
talking
the
about.
borough could have advised me that something was amiss and could have been addressed in 2005 versus me trying to address it 20 years later.
I'm sorry, I still don't know what you're talking about.
You familiar with those construction permits for the sewer project that we had?
On Hudson Avenue,
No, in general, when we first put the sewers in.
I'm familiar with sewer permits, sure.
Okay. You can't put a sewer permit on a house that's foreclosed
But
on.
if you're asking questions about sewer
Now,
permits that
being
were
that
answered,
I purchased the house and installed the sewer, the permit was pulled under a name that is not a real name.
okay,
And that would have been a good time outside of my title search for the borough to advise me that maybe that there was a problem.
yeah, I still suspect that the real problem is that you didn't get a title search, I'm sorry to say.
But this is another layer, and I don't have enough time to go through all the layers on where I could have been notified.
Okay,
Nadine, but to John's point before, he did mention if you send him an email describing your questions, and he'll be more than happy to respond back to
I've
you.
tried to make an appointment with this office.
you have made an
Yeah.
appointment with my office and you came and you
Because
sat in my
otherwise-
office for an hour and a half and we went over every question you had as politely as I
Very-
could.
Yeah, no, I understand, sir. I'm given a breadcrumb trail. I can only follow a little bit at a time. So I'm doing my best to work within a complicated infrastructure. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Governor calls them states of emergency way too early and lets them go way too long. And he's trying to get federal money. He's trying to make everything he does federal money. And he doesn't really need it because he's stealing all of our state aid. So our energy usage, okay, I'm done.
Making himself a little bit more important than he really is.
And he's got a person that doesn't have a warrant in his house,
Yes,
so there's no actual crime being committed. I'm sorry.
yes,
So
yes.
much after those
Thank
little
you.
backspace.
Motion to bring it
I went
back.
off-
Really quick, sorry, I should have probably brought it up under new business, but I'm just gonna squeeze it into public comment.
You gotta go out there then.
I-
Yeah,
I'm
unless you wanna
not
touch it.
going down there. Is it possible, like with meetings like JCP&L, New Jersey Natural Gas, if anybody comes into the borough, I know we all cannot be there because it'll constitute a quorum, but can we at least have our council president present and council advised of when these meetings are? Because we won't have an opportunity to ask questions or raise concerns unless we know that there's a meeting taking place. I know they were just recently in the building. We were not aware of that meeting. At least I found out by dumb luck the day before, and I don't feel like it's, we just need an avenue to ask questions. I think it would be helpful, at least in my opinion, if our council president could be invited to those larger meetings so we can raise concerns and get questions answered.
You okay, man?
Do you-
So it's really up to the administration. There's certain meetings that are obviously, that should just be the administration because they're, part of the regular business of, interacting with, either different contractors or outside groups or utilities in this case. I'm sure there are some meetings that have a lot more information or that there might be questions that would come up. So I certainly won't speak for the mayor or the administrator, but your sort of average everyday meeting.
Oh, no, not that, but like, for example, JCP&L, myself and Councilwoman Johnson have emailed them. We have been advised that we are not authorized to speak to them. They have to be in a meeting with the mayor. So if our council president for a meeting at this caliber, because we field so many calls about broken poles, Councilwoman Johnson drove around town for an hour one day, just cataloging broken poles and the condition that they were in. I just want to make sure that the concerns of the residents who we speak for and represent are being relayed to JCP&L. As wonderful as we know they are, I still want it on the record that these concerns are being raised to the people who need to hear them.
Absolutely, and JCP&L has their protocol where if there is something that the council has an issue with, they would bring it to administration, whether they brought it to myself or the administrator, and we relay the messages to JCP&L. JCP&L has a chain of command for specific reasons of what they follow so that they don't have all the different intricacies, especially when there's an emergency. JCP&L is a public utility. So therefore, we follow their rules. We don't make the rules ourselves. There's many meetings that we do have, or you don't even want to call the meetings sometimes. Sometimes it's just you're catching up about something that's happening because they're in the area and there's no time to bring other people in, nor would somebody coming in understand what we're talking about, at that time. If there are issues that the residents have and there are issues that council people have, they should definitely be reaching out with whatever the addresses are or whatnot to myself or the administrator, absolutely, so that we can facilitate getting that information across to where it needs to go.
But I think the answer is kind of, it's meeting by meeting, case by case.
Yes.
and then-
Right, we're not
and then
asking
if
for all
there's-
meetings,
right, and
correct?
if there's enough interest, the JCP&L representative often, just as an example, will often come to a council meeting and field, questions from the public and council people.
That'd be a great idea.
Happens pretty regularly.
I've never seen it. Never heard you speak on it.
Really?
Well, maybe we send an invitation then.
That'd be a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
sure.
Starting with the Halloween snowstorm of 2011, which is the storm that got me elected. And because the mayor didn't do anything. And Sandy, Irene, we had a really fun, like 13 months in there. John Anderson, JCP&L was mayor, Johnson's retired. Jackie Espinoza took his job. They've always made it very clear to me, have everybody feed their stuff. I had an administrator at that time. It wasn't feed your stuff to the admin or the mayor, but they just can't handle 560 towns and 3,500 council people. It's their rule. They really are. But if you guys somebody reports something, I don't even, I'll just send it forward to the reps and say, here, please deal with this. One of my folks wants this dealt with, deal with it. And I wouldn't even put myself in the loop. And then they'll send you stuff, yeah, we got that pole taken care of, we got that light taken care of. But they really are very strict about it. It would just blow their mind to have 3,000 elected officials have access, So it may seem out of place, but this is my 14th year and I don't think any of my council people have ever had an independent meeting. Some have joined here and there, depending on the severity, but they don't want any part of that. No, gas company even doesn't want a part of that.
So we have a problem here because our poles, like 90% of them are owned by Verizon.
Yeah.
And then you have on the poles, you have the wires or JCP&L and Optimum.
Yeah,
So rather than screwing around anymore, I got in touch with the BPU and they have, as of now, since October, replaced 8 poles, one like literally broken in half. And so now we're waiting for JCP&L and Optimum to switch over the lines so that they can take out the old poles.
They got what's called dead wood. They're double wood.
They're like, you have the new and the old, and now the poles need to be replaced, the wires need to be done, and that's where we're stuck.
Just my advice, and I'm gonna shut up. It might be something where you guys wanna come up with a way you wanna do it and have it reported. Going directly to BPU isn't a bad thing. You and I had talked about some polls, Mark Pachurio from Verizon ignored both of us. This was back when, I think the administrator had left, so I was helping Jim with it. They ignored us, so if you got something out of BPU.
Well, we have Shelby, we have an active administrator now,
did that,
so
yeah.
everything facilitating through the administrator is, that's who they're dealing with too, is the administrator, Verizon and
And they're not
Optimum.
easy, Rachel, they're not easy anyway.
And Mayor.
No, I know they're not easy, but we can't ask questions. I don't want to be in there, but we can't ask questions. No, if we don't know about the meeting.
I got 3 surveys from them this week.
Yeah.
Perfect. So wait, so are you are you authorized to have correspondence with JCP&L now?
Yep.
Okay.
My late husband was a Verizon lineman actually, and I know a couple of people on the digger crews. I don't know if you would like me to see if something can be put through 827.
No, we really have to go through, the administrator has to do the direct correspondence
Just
for
trying
us,
to do my
but yeah,
part
no,
in town.
we appreciate that though, but thank you,
They're nice these days.
thank you.
Your 5 minutes is up.
So motion, motion to close.
Is there anybody else in the public?
Minutes are up.
Yep.
She said,
You say no, Rachel's minutes are
Oh,
up.
Yeah, my time is up.
Yeah, no.
like, no.
is there anybody else in the
Second.
public?
Yeah.
No,
So motion and second.
So we can have a motion to adjourn?
so made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.